Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us we have the Panasonic RF-1150, and I perform an evening medium wave band scan. First we'll go over features, second we'll do a size comparison, third we'll start cruising the evening band. So let's check it out, the Panasonic RF-1150. Barely fits on my camera frame. It's pretty cool. It's quite the large size. As you can see, the speaker is gigantic. So let's start looking at some features on this radio. Let's see, left hand side, let me flip this here. We got 3 jacks there in the focus. We have MPX out, rhythm in, record out, and an 8 ohm earphone jack. Spot for a carrying strap here. Let's bring this back to the front, show you what's all on the business end of this tuner. So here it is. If you look at it, it says 6 band. It says FM, AM, Marine band, Shortwave 1, Shortwave 2, and CB. Nice. Tune in the C beaters. That's cool back in the 70s. Light switch here, incandescent bulb, lights up a little bit of this window, a little bit of the dial. Power on off switch, pretty basic. We have a tuning indicator, signal strength, and then battery level. If you watch, tuning low is here and high is over here, just to let you know. It runs in reverse on the tuning scale. Don't know why they did that. Bass, treble. As you can tell with a big speaker like this, you're going to have a lot of bass naturally. So typically I run the bass over here and the treble kind of high. Unless I need to tease out some faint signals, I'll turn the treble down a bit. Our volume control, it's a little scratchy. I still have to take this radio apart. It looks like a challenge. I think I took the back off once and I just put it back on. Didn't want to get involved. But sometimes I just move this back and forth. It cleans it up a little bit. I've been doing that and that's been fine for me. FM, it says AFC, that's automatic frequency control. You can turn it on and off on FM, so you can hunt those distant FM stations for those faint signals. We have AM sensitivity, we have DX and local setting. Over here you can see we got a ribbon style dial. It's kind of cool. You can see the bands there, FM, AM, weather band, Shortwave 1, Shortwave 2, and CB all laid out there nicely. And it looks like they're, what is it, a log scale too? Yeah, we got a little log scale. It's pretty nifty. I do like that. I'm turning it over here. Yeah, I like how that scrolls. Pretty nifty setup. All right, over here we have the BFO on off. This is for single sideband transmissions on shortwave, so you can pick up the ham radio operators. Awesome. And CW. Over here we have the CB on and off. This is so you can select the last setting here, shortwave 2 or CB. So you put CB, added switch there. Main selector knob for the bands, FM, AM. Of course, Marine band, Shortwave 1, Shortwave 2. And as you move this, you can see it lights up green in the position that you put it in. So it's pretty easy to know where you're at. Okay, and then of course we got our 6.5-inch monster speaker. Probably the biggest speaker in a shortwave radio that I own. I don't know of a bigger speaker in a shortwave radio. There might be a boom box that has shortwave. It doesn't really count. But this has got to be one of the biggest that I know of. Right hand side, you saw the tuning wheel, tuning knob. Got a little fast knob here, or you can slow tune it. It's kind of neat. We have a fine tuning wheel here. Bring it up so you can see that. And over here we have a mechanical sleep timer up to 120 minutes. Top of the radio is pretty awesome. Its claim to fame is an external Ferrite antenna for the medium wave, similar to the RF-1250. This is like the baby brother. This pivots up. Instead of having to move your radio, typically this is inside the radio. Now it's external, you can just pivot this instead of having to turn the radio. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to have to turn the radio because I am shooting it horizontally from above. But it's okay because it's in this position, it'll work fine. But that's neat, I love having that set up. Carry strap. And then we got our FM and shortwave antenna, which when you pull this all the way out, does have a pivot point here. You can pivot out the back and then turn it. Let's look at the back real quick, and then we'll do a little size comparison. And then we'll hear what we can hear tonight. See if we can get through part of the evening band. Sometimes I can't get through the whole band. I try. There's a lot on there. So as you can see, it's got a vented cabinet to the left here. Up on top, we have some FM and AM antenna connections. It shows you how to wire in a dipole for the FM and the ground and antenna wire for the AM circuit. Down here we have an AC input selectable from 110 to 220. And then behind this here, we have a battery compartment, and it has 4D cell batteries. So we pull this pops off. There you go. Using Amazon basic alkalines. I kind of switched over to alkalines for the older radios. I'm getting better results. All right. Let's put this back over and let's do a size comparison. Yeah, I don't have the ability to show you like a super radio next to it or any of my other larger radios. But what we're going to do here is just throw the usual culprits here. Man, this thing's a monster. It's going to be fun moving it around tonight. So yeah, current time is 10:54 p.m. Central Daylight Time. I'm in Chicago, Illinois, USA. Give you an idea of my location. Here we are. CC Pocket. Does a pretty good job. Next is CC Skywave. A little miniature shortwave radio that has all the bands. AM, FM, even has weather and air band. Pretty neat. It's not single sideband though. The other model is. But still, I like this radio. I use this one a lot. And this is my frequency checker in case I get lost in the band, which is a possibility. I got lost on my daytime band scan. I hopefully don't get lost in the evening one. Some of the stations were kind of crowded towards the middle top end of the band, I noticed. So there we are. And then, of course, last but not least, we have Iron Man. He's the man with the master plan. He loves Panasonics from Japan. He's Iron Man. There you go. Deco cards. There it is. Yeah. Small deck of cards compared to this monster. All right, so let's go ahead and turn this on. Turn the volume down here. Okay. Sounds like we got some lightning strikes going on somewhere. Yeah, let's go have some fun. Our first station is directional. Coming in kind of weak here. This is WAUK, Jackson, Wisconsin, 70 miles away, 400 watts. We're going to get on to some stronger stations here.
What about screening for colon cancer? Yeah, don't wait. Colon cancer is more treatable when it's caught in early stages.
Okay, I think this is 550 KTRS, St. Louis, Missouri, 275 miles, 5,000 watts.
92% of colon cancers. 92%? Yes, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive results will be followed by a doctor and attorneys who specialize in releasing bank levies, wage garnishments, and filing complex tax returns. We are the leaders in acceptance of...
This is 560 WIND, Chicago.
We are also a small firm. We'll treat you like family.
Let's show you the bass and treble.
Call us today at 1-800-TAX-1176 for a free consultation, and we'll take the time to explain all the programs that you qualify for in order to allow you a fresh start.
In John 8:36. So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. And one way we can achieve that is by being debt-free. So let us help you today. Call us at 1-800-TAX-1176, and together we can help achieve this goal by putting the IRS tax debt behind you for good. Again, that number is 1-800-TAX-1176.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560, The Answer. WIND Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com on the AM 560 mobile.
There you go, you get the idea. Yeah, scratchy volume, but I'll have to deal with it.
This is a Fox News alert. The California recall election. Callahan, Fox News. The polls just closed an hour ago, and voters in California have decided to let Governor Gavin Newsom stay in office.
I'm humbled and grateful to the millions and millions of Californians.
Implemented lockdown and mask mandates in the state. North Korea appears to have fired what
In addition to shooting of a prominent South Carolina attorney whose wife and son were murdered earlier in the year.
Okay.
A suspect is now arrested.
I don't know if this is 600 WMT, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, or if it's 620. It sounds like pretty strong. It might be 620.
Slightly wounded in the
No,
shooting. He's since been
I was
fired
wrong.
from his
600.
family's law firm for embezzling funds.
So WMT, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 175 miles, 5,000 watts. Nice.
3 long hours, the Secretary of State was faced with very tough questioning from Republicans and some pretty brutal.
For the Tigers, and he would be greeted with a base hit by Omar Narvaez to start up the top of the 7th inning, but then Luis Urias would hit into a 6-4-3.
We may have some storms to the north of me here. This is WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, on 620, 52 miles away. Still hard to pick up.
8th inning, the Brewers would face Holland for 1 batter more as Vogelback would ground out to first.
There we go. Country music on CFCO, 630 Chatham, Ontario, 310 miles, 6,000 watts. Okay, we got some Hispanic music on WMFN, 640, Petone, Illinois, 75 miles, 1,600 watts.
Upon my pillow.
Yeah, that's a good sound on this radio, holy cow. WSM 650, Nashville, Tennessee, 434 miles, of course, broadcasting country music, and that sounds really good. What a cool classic, guys. Loving this radio. Glad I took it back out. It's been a couple of years since I did some band scans with it, and a lot of new subscribers probably don't know I have this radio, so yeah.
And make believe you love me.
His first start since leaving the game last week of hamstring tightness allowed a run over 5 for his 15th win. Blue Jays lost to the Rays 2-0 to the Yankees in Toronto.
Here we are, WFAN, home of the Yankees, 660, New York, New York, of course, 750 miles. It's pretty cool to pick this up because 670, the score, Chicago, is right next to it. You can kind of hear it.
74 degrees, cloudy skies. That's what's happening. I'm Bob Eastler with sports glasses on WFAN. Listen to us anytime, anywhere. Download the Odyssey app. Stay with us today. And if you have a smart speaker, just say play WFAN. Your local station to talk.
Bowling with his brother. I don't know if over time, as we sit at 17 games and eventually move towards 18, that we'll see the same type of...
Here's 670 to score, WSCR, Chicago.
Quarterbacks, not from dudes who's supposed to play defensive back, not from running backs, definitely, maybe not from linemen. The NFL is changing. There's nothing,
and the NDP to prop up his minority government and give them power over the previous liberal government. But that arrangement sort of went sideways.
So we're at 680 or 690.
A snap election last year during the pandemic. Gostin's majority. Green Party now officially out of the picture. So imagine
okay, I don't have this written down. CFTR is that way, and I think this is CJOB. I could be correct. If I'm not, I'll have a pop-up here. Otherwise, yeah, pop-up either way. There you go.
Justin Trudeau heartily endorsing the liberal on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. This is America's Drunken Network with Bubba Bo.
Bubba Bo. Man, if these guys making up their own names is hilarious. WLW 700, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles.
Community, but lots of economic news that would be of interest to one and all, unless Mr. Mike will be allowed.
You might want to go back to a hidden
There's choices that so seldom are spoken about elsewhere, and you may say,
this is interesting. This is 710. Which is cool. This is WOR, New York, New York, 750 miles. It's next to 700 and 720, huge broadcasting stations that sandwich it.
Along the lakefront in downtown. I'm Kevin Wells on Chicago's very own 720 WGM.
And I'm Raleigh James. More on the pandemic giving people too much time on their hands. Exhibit 2, cows have been toilet trained. Details coming up on WGN Radio. This message is brought to you by IDA. Drive like you work here. That is the
Okay, well, as you heard, WGN Radio, 720, Chicago.
The flagger and father of 2 was pronounced dead at the scene.
While doing road work, I got in
Okay, I think we're getting Zoomer. Okay, it's CFZM, Zoomer Radio, 740, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles. Always nice to pick that up.
Vaccine for 5 and up. Are you ready, parents? They're coming for your kids.
Definitely some storms happening. WSB, Atlanta, Georgia, 630 miles. Yeah, they're down there by a tropical depression going through.
That is Joe Manchin, of course. I have an idea. Let's raise taxes on everyone.
Explain what Marxists think capitalists are. It's amazing. I know lots of extraordinarily rich people. And I know billionaires. I know multi-billionaires.
WJR, Detroit, Michigan, 760. This is 270 miles.
The people at the Met Gala dress. The people at the Met Gala want you to think that this is what capitalists live like. But the only people who live like this are the people at the Met Gala. It is these celebrities
to honor McCollum as his remains returned home from Afghanistan. People from all around the area, law enforcement, and so on. And the great news...
Here's WABC, 770, New York City, New York, 750 miles. Let me just frequency check it.
$900,000, close to $1 million to benefit his widow and his daughter and McCollum's family.
Nice.
They have been quite critical of President Biden for the withdrawal strategy.
You're heavy from 43rd to past 35th. Earlier crash and a fuel spill had all lanes closed for a few minutes. The lanes are back.
Here's 780 WBBM Chicago local.
About 18 minutes. 57 to Bishop Ford, DuSable Lakeshore Drive, all looking pretty good. On the Illinois tollways, no challenges on the Tri-State or the Jane Addams tonight.
And I would say, like, he's a good guy, you know? And turns out you were right.
Here's 800 CKLW, Windsor, Ontario, 270 miles. Double check it. There is it. Cool.
The ones we're in contact with, we have 500 people on the task force and teams dedicated to them to be in regular contact with them. And I've not heard those people that concern raised.
Here's 810. This is WGY, Albany, New York, 740 miles.
May have been mistreated in some fashion in Afghanistan.
Not the president. Because you say so, because you picked up the phone. This is insane. I do agree. I agree that not only should he resign, but I would like to see if there's any kind of criminal charges they can...
WBAP, 820, Fort Worth, Texas, 810 miles.
We can get him out of there immediately. This is insane. We also are learning, there's a brand new book that just was released, and I'm sorry to have to refer to fake news CNN, particularly at this very moment in the program.
People will gravitate and say, well, you know what? That posting, I don't know.
This is not coming in good, but this is definitely storms up to the north. WCCO 830, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 310 miles. Sports talk.
I connect with them on a personal level. DJ, I don't know.
I'm just thinking, but yeah, I gotta find that picture of him and post it on the internet because it just gave me the creeps. Because people are already posting it. And, oh my God, here we are.
I do like the feedback on that signal strength indicator. This is 840 WHAS, Louisville, Kentucky, and they're broadcasting ground zero. And after this, at 12 a.m. to 4 a.m., of course, is coast to coast. A lot of you guys like coast to coast. Just had a giveaway video of some CC Skywaves. Gave away 3 of these bad boys to celebrate my 25,000 subscribers. And yeah, you guys, a lot of you guys said you liked coast to coast. I listened to it also.
Aliens, man. Oh man, if you're not a subscriber to Aftermath, you're missing out on this picture of Klaus Schwab looking like Count Dooku.
Execute order. COD.
Somebody hit the jokes yesterday at the play. Hilton got fired about, Urban Meyer suddenly wanting to bolt Jackson. We all know that's not going to happen. Urban's not going to have that stain on his resume. He's certainly not going to bolt like that from the NFL. But that said, how is Urban Meyer resonating with that?
Well, that's coming in clear. 850 KOA, Denver, Colorado. 890 miles.
The biggest thing is, and I know this,
let's check it.
I talked to people in Jacksonville about it, is Urban has a legitimate concern, and I think this is solid self-awareness.
Nice.
To do it, on how his team is going to respond. Because
Ce sont des grands générateurs de menaces, c'est on parle de menaces, on parle de menaces. Si on ne donne pas des éléments de solution, le journalisme constructif nous dit, oui, rapportez-les les mauvaises nouvelles.
CGBC 860, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles.
Il faut en parler aussi parce que sinon tout ce qu'on
This is surprising. 870 WWL, New Orleans, Louisiana, 865 miles. Like I said, they had a tropical storm pass through or passing through right now. They might have just passed through if I'm getting reception as well.
And massages that you can do, that anybody can do, that's going to get you set and ready and prepared. I legitimately am concerned about what this looks like. I don't know if this will be a few years of an adjustment.
Can't get it with the dodge. It rolls away. It's a base hit. Lindor scores, and Javi Baez with a rare bunt knocks in the
Okay,
I love it.
New York, WCBS 880, 750 miles.
So the Mets had the 2-0 lead after the bottom of the first. Marcus Stroman was free.
This should concern all of you. That 2 reporters with stillness.
Here's 890 WLS Chicago.
That in fact this occurred, if true.
On the left,
Okay, old time radio on 900 CHML, Hamilton, Ontario, 430 miles. Now I'm going to kind of go up the band fairly quickly, over 1,000. Get to some stations over there. It's a lot of fun, this radio.
The game is changing. And I think the only thing that kind of saves the NFL is the fact that there's how ironclad is that how much money will they want to give back? Again, not that I want to. I mean, I'm not saying I want to. But just in some elections aren't winning. That's the other thing.
I figure out where I'm at.
The goal.
I think it's 1,000. It should be coming in strong. It's Chicago, so let me just check where I'm at. Okay, that should be coming in good and strong. Let me tune this in.
Presented by Taco Bell.
Saturday on college football on ESPN Radio. USC heads to Pullman to face Washington State in the Cougars Pac-12 opener. Coverage begins at 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio.
My dial's a bit off. Okay, so we're 1,000 WMVP Chicago.
Exclusively on ESPN Plus, UFC 266, Saturday, September 25th. 2 title fights and an epic return. Alexander Volkanovski versus Brian Ortega for the featherweight title. Valentina Shevchenko versus Lauren Rookie for the women's flyweight title.
Power on and on.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? How do you get in front of companies or get a patent? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors just like you for 35 years. And thousands of people...
Okay, 1020 KDKA, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 450 miles.
With an InventHelp representative near you who will...
and the Afghan military. I just don't think that's true. This wasn't a failure of intelligence. This was a failure of policy and planning.
Lincoln conceded that the intelligence community had warned back in June that a swift Taliban takeover was likely.
WBZ, Boston, Massachusetts, 880 miles, 1030.
Leaving behind a withdrawal date, but no plans.
You are the United States Secretary of State.
Do next.
You own this.
Pandemic politics are making people sick.
On News Radio 1040, WHO.
Gets Des Moines, Iowa. As you heard, WHO 1040. This is 280 miles.
And we're back with Our American Stories in our Relationship Story Hour. Always that's brought to us by the great folks at Communio and JP DeGan. Go to communio.org. If your marriage needs strengthening, they do terrific work.
Cool radio station.
Heal wounds that otherwise...
Some questions include, must employees be fully vaccinated? Will the government or the businesses be responsible?
Here's KYW 1060, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 700 miles.
Process which could take several weeks. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Authorities say police shot and killed him.
That is racist on its face. It's disgusting. It's despicable.
A Gold Glove play by Goldschmidt.
There's no question. And you know, when you think about him, we kind of take him for granted because we see him every day.
Okay, let's see, we're at 1100.
Hey, Kevin, who's a better first baseman defensively? Who saves more runs than this guy? And what we
this is where I start to lose my selectivity a little bit. This is 1120, KMOX, St. Louis, Missouri.
Himself with conservative
right here,
views.
strong station. This is back, this is WTAM 1100, Cleveland, Ohio, 345 miles.
He's betraying his bloodlines because
it actually relates to what we were just talking about.
If, as believers, we're not always praying for forgiveness. I've actually heard some people say, well,
should be 1160.
You don't need to pray for forgiveness. All your sins are forgiven. You don't need to, it's a denial of who you are in Christ. No.
It's a local.
And dangerous games as the fight over raising the federal debt ceiling.
Okay, Wham, 1180, Rochester, New York, 545 miles. Now we're going to kind of speed up to the top of the dial.
Slammed Republicans for threatening to...
Through research since way back to the 50s, it's shown that people who come from what we call cloud believing...
Oh, here we go, 1210 WPHD, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 700 miles.
Experiences from the beginning.
And under the...
It's amazing, George.
Where it's not just about Daniel Jones and how he's playing right now, because that offensive line is horrendous. Now, I admit, I like the Will Hernandez pick.
Okay, 1530 WCKY, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles.
Yeah, but keep his emotions in check. There you go. That's an issue at times.
There's some Hispanic music on CHHA, Toronto, Ontario, 1610, 460 miles. And the cool thing about this radio is now you can go to Marine Band, switch it here, tune to the bottom of Marine Band, and it'll pick up the other stations. So we have expanded band. So it starts right here in the second, or actually third column. Well, it's showing the line, so second column technically. You guys can see that. Bring it up. $16.10. $16.20. This is KOZN, Bellevue, Nebraska.
Team just like you love the Hawks.
1630 KCJJ, Mighty, Iowa City, Iowa. 175 miles, 1,000 watts.
And a great way to stay in the know.
Thousands in interest, but you've got to act now. Just visit totally free when you go to forhems.com.
Okay, music here might be 1680, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Let's just check. So on the Skywave, we're almost done here with the band scan. Thanks for hanging in there. There it is. 1680, I was right. Yeah, WPRR. This is Grand Rapids, Michigan, 140 miles. Nice.
Barrel Pub and Eatery in Prairie City. Experience a relaxed atmosphere, amazing food and drinks with no crazy traffic or ridiculous wait times. And if a party's what you're looking for...
And our last station on the medium wave band is KBGG 1700, Des Moines, Iowa, 280 miles. Sweet, so we're done. Yay! So there it is, the evening band scan with the RF-1150, an amazing radio, links below. Get yourself one if you can afford it. I want to say they're around 150 to 200 for a good example. I think I got mine near 100. It was a little dirty, had to work on it, clean it up. As you can tell, this scratchy volume control. I'll eventually tear this apart and clean it all up, but yeah, it looks pretty daunting. Other radios I've opened and Panasonics haven't looked that bad, so this one will take some work. Got to pull out the whole PCB board, I think, to get to these potentiometers and switches. So otherwise, awesome radio. Two, if you like Panasonic shortwave radios, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notified of future reviews and band scans. I do have a cool Panasonic shortwave radio coming up. Yep, it'll be awesome. And 3, comment below what you think about the 1150. Do you like it? Do you own one? Did you used to own one? I'd like to hear your comments. All right, guys, take care, and we'll see you in my next video.